In this video, we're just going to do some traditional division example problems so you can follow along as you're doing your work. If you need to pause, you can rewind. Hopefully this can help you when you're doing your work. So remember, our order for problems, or the order for how we do this, goes with the sentence, do most students carry books daily? We have D for divide, M for multiply, S for subtract, C for compare, and then bring down. Coming here, the first thing we're going to do is divide. And to divide, we see if we can get any groups of 7 from 4. So if I have 4 apples, could I get 7? Could I make a pile of 7? The answer is no, I couldn't. So after you divide, you put your answer up at the top, and there'd be no groups. Now we're going to look at this. We're going to skip multiply since our first digit is a 0. If it was in the middle, we'd still have to go and do our multiply. But since we start with a 0, we go straight back up to divide again, and we're going to look at the first two here, 42. So if I have 42 apples, could I make a pile of 7? And the answer is yes, I could. I could make 6 piles. So after divide, my answer goes on the top. I've got my answer at the top. Now it's time to multiply. To multiply, I'm going to take the number that I just got after dividing times the divisor. So 6 times 7, which is 42. And when you multiply, your answer goes on the bottom. Then you subtract. 42 minus 42 is 0. Now it's time to compare. When we compare, we're going to see if this answer is smaller than the divisor. 0 is smaller than 7, so we're okay. If this was bigger than this number or the same, that means we divided wrong and we need to go back up and retry dividing. But since after comparing, our answers are okay, so now we go to bring down, and we're going to bring this 4 down next to the 0. After we bring down, you go back up to the top and go through the whole process again. If there's nothing to bring down, then you're done after comparing. But since we brought down, we're going to go back up to the top to divide. This time, we're going to do our division with these two numbers here. So if I have 4 apples, could I make a pile of 7? The answer to that is no, I cannot. So I'm going to put a 0 up at the top. Remember, if we divide, we go up to the top. Then it's time to multiply. So I take this number, this one digit, times the divisor. 0 times 7 is 0. When we multiply, it goes down to the bottom. After we multiply, then we subtract. 4 minus 0 is 4. After we subtract, when we compare, 4 is less than 7, so it's okay. After we compare, we bring down. There's nothing more to bring down, so that means we're done. But we're just left with this 4 left over down here. That's our remainder. So 424 divided by 7 equals 60, remainder 4. And let's start with our next problem. Here we go. We're going to start again with divide. So we're going to see how many groups of 3 could we get from 5. If I have 5 apples, could I make a pile of 3? And the answer is yes, I could. I could get one pile. So again, when we divide, our answer goes up at the top, right above the number that we just used for division. Then after we divide, we multiply, and our answer goes on the bottom. So we take the top number times the divisor. 1 times 3 is 3, and our answer goes on the bottom. After we multiply, then it's time to subtract. 5 minus 3 is 2. After we subtract, we compare. Remember, we're seeing if this number here is smaller than this number. It is, so we're okay. So now it brings us down to bring down. We're going to bring down the 7 next to the 2. After we bring down, if we bring down, we have to go back up and go through all the steps again. We have to go up to divide. This time for dividing, we're done dividing with these numbers up here. Now we start dividing with the numbers on the bottom. So divide 27 and 3. How many groups of 3 could we get from 27? Well, 3 times 9 is 27. So the answer would be 9. And again, after we divide, the number goes at the top. Then we multiply. 9 times 3 is 27, goes down here on the bottom. After we multiply, we subtract, and we get 0. To compare, we're looking at, is this less than this? It is. Now it's time to go down to bring down. So bring down the 6. We brought a number down, so we're going to go back up and go through all the steps again for divide. 6 divided by 3. If I have 6 apples, how many piles of 3 could I make? I could get 2, so our answer goes up here at the top. Then it's time to multiply. 2 times 3 is 6. Then we subtract. 6 minus 6 is 0. Compare. 0 is less than 3. So we bring it down. Got one more digit to bring down. Ooh, that wasn't a very straight line. That's okay. Then, after we bring down all the way back up, and we go through all the steps again. So we brought down our 3. If I have 3 apples, how many piles of 3 could I get? I could get 1 pile, so our divide, we just divided, our answer goes up at the top. 1 times 3 is 3. After you multiply, your answer goes on the bottom. After you multiply, you subtract. 3 minus 3 is 0. Compare. 0 is less than 3. Look to bring down. There's no more digits to bring down, so that means we're done with the problem. And the correct answer to 5,763 divided by 3 is 1,921. Again, if you need to go back all the way to the beginning and watch them through as you're working, that's what these are for. If you need other help, make sure you let Mr. Brandt know, and have fun working on your division problems.